Hey guys, it's Annie. Welcome back to my channel. So today's video is how to do calligraphy or brush lettering for a complete beginner. In this video, I'll be giving you different supplies you can use, tips, techniques, exercises to practice, how to find your own style, and much more. I hope you enjoy, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell down below. So firstly, I will be showing you the different supplies you can use for calligraphy. The first supply you can use is dual tip brush pens, and I have mine from WH Smith's, but most people use Tombow ones. I will be using these for my examples today. I would recommend as a beginner to get cheaper brush pens, as when you're just starting out you can tend to fray the nib, and obviously you don't want to pay loads of money and then ruin this pen straight away. So I just recommend getting cheaper alternatives when you are starting out. Secondly, you can also use a small brush pen, which is the same as the dual tip but smaller and without the bullet nib on the other end. These are also good, but my one tends to smudge lots, so I won't be using it today. But you can get really nice ones like the Tombow Fudinowski, or you can just get a regular small tip one depending on what you are looking for. You can also use Crayola Super Tips or any other felt tips that you have at home. As these pens do not have a nib as flexible as the previous two pens I mentioned, they do take longer to write with, as you have to adjust your grip as you do the different strokes in calligraphy. You may think these don't make your calligraphy look as nice, but honestly they are really good for beginners as they are quite easy to use, and the results are really similar to the other brush pens, which may seem more expensive. Next we have mild liners or highlighters, which can also be used for calligraphy because, like the felt tips, you can adjust the grips to change the thickness of the line. Then we have fine liners, which does not have a flexible nib, but you can use it to do sort of fake calligraphy. I'm not going to include fake calligraphy in this video, but if you would like me to do a video on that, then I can do that if you would like to see it. You can also use a water brush, which is like a normal watercolor brush, but with the water already inside it, and this is kind of straightforward, so I'm not going to go into too much detail. You can also use a normal watercolor brush to do the same thing as the water brush. So the first steps to learning calligraphy is to learn how to do a cursive font. I just wrote out the whole alphabet just to practice and show you an example of a font you can choose. You obviously don't have to use exactly the same font as me, and I will go into detail later on in the video on how to find your own style of calligraphy. So now I will go through the basic strokes that you need to do calligraphy. First up is the upstrokes. These are obviously made by going up when you go up in a letter, and these are really thin strokes made by putting barely any pressure on the page and using the tip of your pen. Next, the downstrokes. For these, it is the complete opposite of the upstrokes. You put lots of pressure, creating a much thicker line, and you do these when you go down in a letter. So here are a few exercises that you can do to practice these two strokes and perfect your calligraphy before you start writing. First, you can just do a sort of squiggly line. Make sure to keep putting lots of pressure on the downstrokes and putting not as much pressure on the upstrokes. You can also do some loops that kind of look like E's, but these are kind of more advanced and more difficult and sometimes not as effective to practice, so I would recommend doing the squiggly lines as a complete beginner. Practice sheets are also really helpful to use when you are a beginner and you would like to practice. As you can see, I used these so much when I was just starting out, as they are all almost filled up. Otherwise I would have shown you me filling them in as well. But as I wasn't very good at the beginning, they were very helpful for me to start out, and I got mine from the Simply Lettering magazine, and these are really good and worth buying in my opinion. Another really vital and important way to practice is to write out the whole alphabet multiple times, just to get in the feel of calligraphy and see what lettering works best for you, and to practice these strokes that we went through before. In the practice sheets, they also have lots of templates you can use to practice the alphabet, but once you get the hang of it and have practiced more, you can move on to paper and have a go on your own, as I'm doing here. These can also help you discover your own unique lettering style, which I will be showing you in the next step. So, as you can see, even though this clip is kind of sped up a little bit, I am writing really slowly, and everyone thinks that calligraphy is like really fast, but really like neat and aesthetic writing. That is not true. Calligraphy is really slow, and it always helps to lift your pen off the page and see what stroke you should do next, and just process it and not to have a go and do it all at once. That is really important, and when you start out, please don't feel pressured to go fast. Even when you get more advanced, you still go slowly. It just makes your calligraphy more nice and gives you more time to think about what strokes to do next and where to go with your letters. So now that you have practiced these strokes, now you can find out your own unique style of calligraphy. And the only way to do this is just to have a look for all of the different styles and pick and choose the ones you like and merge them together and change things up until you get the own style that you like, that is individual to you. So the first style is just super basic, and it's just simple lettering in one straight line. I think this one's quite boring, but it can also look effective depending on what theme you're going for. The next one is more bouncy and fun style, and this I use more of the time as I just prefer it. It's more joyful and brings more life to your letters. And as you can see, the baseline for each of the letters are in different places, which just makes it more fun. You can also switch up the way you write each individual letter to suit you. As you can see, there are many different ways you can write each letter, and you can even merge a few styles together to make the one you like most. So I'm just showing you examples with H, L and P, and these are only 3 letters, but as you can see, there are so many different ways you can letter them. And I'm pretty sure you'll be able to choose one that you like and just have a look on Pinterest or online or Instagram or wherever and see which ones suit you best. So you can also change up the spacing of your letters, so you can do them much further apart with lots of space between each letter, as you can see I'm doing here. Or if you'd like, you can also do them closer together, more thin and taller if you like the way that looks. And as you can see, you can even draw shapes as well, but these can tend to be more difficult, and you just need to remember to make the upstrokes thinner and the downstrokes thicker. Now, I know I'm saying this a lot, but don't forget to practice, because the only way you're going to improve is if you keep practicing the strokes we've gone through and the different letters. These will help you get amazing at calligraphy, and trust me, it is all worth it in the end. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. and comment if you would like to see like a part 2, a more advanced version, or a series after this video. And don't forget to like, subscribe and hit the notification bell for more videos like this.